Welcome to Fractured. This is one of our summer specials, a series of short episodes cut out of season 3. We hope watching this short one will encourage you to watch a longer one on the topic. You will find a link to it in the show notes. Vassilis, you mentioned so many artists who are not those big names are in prison as well, and they do not get all this echo from outside, from those big filmmaking communities, right? So why is the regime so much afraid of those artists? And if they are not even big names, right? Why are so many of them in prison? Why are there so many in house arrests? And we're not talking only about those light censorship here, right? The penal code in Iran is really harsh. I Google translated for myself, and it was really, really disturbing. I'm not saying that people who express their artistic freedoms are being punished this way, but it was really absolutely terrifying to see that things like whipping, like blinding people, stoning, crucifying, amputations, like that is still a thing in Iran, right? So it is very terrifying for me to think that somebody goes to prison and potentially can be sentenced to something like this. How are those artists actually playing a role in this revolution, in this movement?
Well, I think, I think a lot of ruling systems, a lot of governments, a lot of dictatorships are always afraid of artists because art in times like this has the power to emancipate people, has the power to open people's eyes, has the power to give them hope to rise. But I think a big part is emancipation, and that is what is also in difficult times and dictatorships chosen the arts. I mean, the most exciting forms of art have come out of difficult situation, because there was the need to tell the truth, to emancipate people, to show what is going on from a very certain perspective, which is always the perspective of your viewers, the people, the working class, the children, the young people. If you see the things, it's very Brechtian, like Brecht. You show the world as it is from a certain point of view, have a critical view on it, and then you show the perspective of change. You show the perspective of how that can change. You show the potential that it can change. And in the end also, you try to give the hope or the power, to empower for that to happen. And for example, also in Greece, the greatest musicians who were all over the world were the ones who combined, very, very high musical taste with the popular understanding of music. That was the most powerful way to speak about the military dictatorship here, about what is going on in the world, from here to Vietnam to wherever. So that was an art that was very strong, because it combined art, which for many governments or for many ruling systems is viewed as something very high class or bourgeois, or something that is a privilege. And it's not that. It is born out of, the common life of the people. It's grassroots, exactly. So when it represents that, it can become very, very strong, and also write history, actually. And I think they're afraid of that in Iran. Iran only has an example. We have many, many duplicates of that example if you look around. When does art become dangerous? And a question also that we should ask ourselves as artists, and I mean as a collective of artists, of all of us, is, how do we become disturbing for what is going on? How can we become dangerous? How can we make the ruling press say, who are these people who are questioning our ways or are poisoning the minds of our youth? Exactly what is being said in Iran. They are poisoning the minds, the brains of our young people or something. So it's a very good and very pregnant question of how do we provoke things? How do we provoke or become provocative with our views? So we open spaces where we can discuss, where we can come into discussion with the other side or whatever. I think that is what they are afraid of. That is why art is being all over the world now, being very, very commercialized, very ephemeral. How do you say ephemeral? Very short-term, short-lived. I think that is something that has happened to art and has made it a little bit. It's being made a little bit powerless, sometimes. So yeah, I believe in the art that provokes, that comes out and disturbs and provokes.